On day 1, I spawned in on Earth as an astronaut. I can't wait to explore the cosmos. Just then, Earth was invaded by an alien who said,
I am the alien overlord of the intergalactic empire. We are here to take over this planet, and in 100 days we will take control of the entire galaxy.
Without hesitation, the aliens began attacking, and I had no choice but to flee into my rocket. I took off feeling very unsure of where I was headed, and if I would even be able to return back home. On day 2, I crash landed onto an unknown planet. Ugh, where am I? I quickly put on my helmet, and after close inspection, I realized I had crash landed on the moon. One small step for Max, one giant leap for mankind. Unfortunately for me, my ship was toast, and I had no resources to survive. I have no idea what I'm gonna do. With no other options, I began my exploration of the moon. It wasn't all doom and gloom though, since anti-gravity jumping was a lot of fun. During my travels through the barren wasteland of the moon, I came across an alien creature in the distance. At least I'm not alone up here. Let's hope it's friendly. I approached the being completely unsure of its intentions. Excuse me? The freaky alien lunged at me with the intent to kill. I had no choice but to fight back. He swiped me with his tentacles and dealt good amounts of damage in the process. If it wasn't for my spacesuit's protection, I would have been toast. I was still adapting to the gravity of the moon, but I tried my best to dodge his attacks and use it to my advantage. Over time, he began to get more and more disoriented, giving me the opportunity to land in some harsh blows. After a bit of a struggle, I managed to take down the alien. Upon their death, they dropped some strange alien food. It ain't what Mom used to make, but it's food, and I'm really hungry. I scarfed down the yucky alien meat, and to my surprise, it healed my hearts completely, as well as replenished my hunger. Unfortunately, I began to float. What's happening? Let me down! During my travels, I surprisingly discovered a strange underground station. Whoa, what the? Who lives here? On day 3, I ventured towards the underground station. I scaled down the tunnel to soon find a whole civilization of blue moon aliens. A whole alien species was living on the moon this whole time? I took a good look around to get more acquainted with the area. Luckily for me, these aliens were friendly, so I walked up to one of them to see what was going on.
If you wish to help our people, please take this blaster and map. It will lead you to a secret laboratory that's run by the scientist himself. If you manage to make it out alive, we will reward you with a new rocket.
A new rocket? You've got a deal. The alien then tossed over a blue heat blaster, ammo, and a map. I then set off towards the laboratory. During my travels, I came across a man-made lunar lander. Sweet! I used the opportunity to loot the ship for anything I could use to survive. I found an iron shovel, an iron pickaxe, and an assortment of preserved foods. Afterwards, I continued my search for the lab. After some time had passed, I finally arrived at the location. This must be it. Before I could get close enough, I was ambushed by a squad of mutated blue borgs. Not good! On days 4 through 7, I engaged with the ambush of mutated moon aliens. I started blasting the aliens to kingdom come using my sweet flaming hot blaster. They shot projectiles in my direction, dwindling my health ever so slightly. Thanks to my protein bars, I was able to stay energized during the intense fight. Despite their advantage in numbers, I managed to pull through thanks to the weapon I got from the blue borgs. After the onslaught, I spotted something on the ground in the distance. Ooh, what's that? I went and picked it up to discover a blue lightsaber. Whoa! Does this make me a Jedi? No time to start my Jedi training though. I've got bigger fish to fry. I headed inside the laboratory, ready to take on whatever was waiting for me inside. Eventually, I discovered a sketchy scientist beside a cage containing a horrifying mutant.
Don't fret, my little one. You will now serve in the name of the Intergalactic Empire's alien overlord.
Stop right there!
Oh, a little earthling thinks he can stop our conquest. I'll show you who's boss. Face the wrath of my greatest creation.
The giant mutant broke free from his cage and ran straight at me. I began to unload my gun onto the horrible beast in front of me. He tried to dwindle me down up close, but I would run to keep my distance the best I could. However, no matter how many bullets I fired onto the beast, he was able to continue fighting me as if nothing happened. My blaster isn't dealing any damage!
Good luck winning against him without your little gun.
How am I gonna defeat him without my blaster? Oh wait, I've got my lightsaber! I ignited my new blade and instantly slayed the beast.
Go No! My baby! You'll pay for that!
The scientist took out a lightsaber of his own and charged at me with everything he had. On days 8 through 12, I was in the final battle to reclaim the moon. It was me against the scientist, and I was going to end his terror on the Blue Borgs. The two of us went at each other sword to sword. While he didn't look too strong, the scientist wasn't a weak fighter. I had to be careful not to get hit too much by his attacks, otherwise I was finished. Thanks to my protein bars, I was able to keep my health high while delivering swift blows from my new saber. Anti-gravity made fighting challenging, but I did my best to also use it to my advantage. Eventually, I managed to corner him. He was low on health, and a single hit more would have finished him. Is that the best you got?
Oh, please. We have already begun to take over countless other planets. There's nothing to stop us now.
I'll make you eat those words! I swung my weapon one last time, delivering the finishing blow and liberating the people of the moon from the alien overlord's treachery. Upon his death, the station boss dropped a note. We have no more need for Mars. In a few days, Unit 1 will destroy the planet completely. Mars? That's horrible! But I have to save my planet first. I returned to the underground colony to tell them the good news.
This is most excellent. Thank you, young astronaut. Here's your ship as promised, as well as some other things to aid you.
The kind alien gave me some food, materials, and a brand new rocket ship. Sweet! I wanna go save my home!
Whoa, whoa, whoa! If the alien overlord resides on your planet, then going there is a death sentence. If you really want to save Earth, you gotta take out the highest ranking officers.
Officers?
Yes, like the scientists you just defeated. They reside on other planets and are feeding him precious resources for power. Take them out, and maybe then you'd stand a chance.
You're right. I have to grow even more as an astronaut. Time to save Mars! On days 13 through 15, I set off towards the red planet in my brand new rocket. During my voyage, I landed my ship on a small asteroid when I spotted a lone sheep floating in the void of space. A sheep in space? I need to get to Mars ASAP, but I better check this out. Thanks to my suit, I was able to navigate towards the animal with ease. I floated closer to ask what was going on. Hey, little guy, what are you doing all the way out here?
That big bad alien overlord sent me up here. I've been floating off and I'm hungry.
No worries. Have some of my food. I've got plenty. I tossed over whatever I could spare to help out the sheep's hunger. He managed to eat almost all of it in a few bites.
Thanks a lot. Here, take this wool.
Thanks. I continued on with my mission to Mars until I ran into a giant meteor blocking my path. Well, I could go around, but it could also be an excellent source of resources. I gotta check it out. I changed my course for the time being to explore the meteor and check for anything useful. To my surprise, it was covered with loads of coal and iron ore. I took the opportunity to mine everything I could for my travels ahead. Upon further inspection of the asteroid, I found a sign that read, "Next stop, Earth?" Huh, that must mean… Oh no! This rock is headed straight for my home! I gotta get rid of this thing quick! On days 16 through 18, I started mining the asteroid as fast as I could, but it was so massive there was no way I could bring it down in time. Ugh! This is taking forever! Earth is gonna be toast if I don't hurry! Just then, a group of creepers emerged from the asteroid. Ah! Wait! This is perfect! I pulled out my blue heat blaster and began firing upon them. My hope was to ignite the creepers and explode more of the asteroid quicker. Unfortunately, it wasn't enough to take down the hulking rock. I needed something more powerful. Just as I thought all hope was lost, a giant creeper appeared before me. Whoa! That's the one I need! Sorry about this, bud. I unloaded my blaster onto the creeper, but it was completely ineffective.
Ouch! Hey, get off my asteroid, punk!
Huh? You can talk? Please, I need you to blow up. Earth is in danger.
Nah, I don't do that anymore. Besides, Earth stinks.
What? What do you mean? You're a creeper. That's what you do. Explode!
Make me!
I pulled out my lightsaber and charged the giant creeper. I began unloading my clip into the giant creeper, lighting him on fire and pushing him back. Due to the low gravity, the creeper flew really high up. He began summoning a bunch of creepers that fell down from above. Luckily, I had my gun, or this would have been a pain. Upon landing, he destroyed the floor below. There were so many creepers, but I could tell that the asteroid was slowly reducing in size. Suddenly, the giant creeper became supercharged. His attacks packed an even bigger punch. I gained a bit of distance and fought off some more of the minions. I needed the creeper to blow up here. I sprinted as fast as humanly possible to save my planet from certain doom. Managing to get close enough to the creeper, I slashed his weak spot. I leapt into space and the creeper exploded, destroying the asteroid and saving Earth in the process. Ooh, that was close. When I thought my troubles were over, I noticed something off in the distance. Aw man, what now? On days 19 through 22, I discovered an abandoned space station floating over Earth. The alien empire must have destroyed this too, but maybe I can restore it. While inspecting the station, I found a chest filled with more protein bars and a space pistol. I'm a space super soldier! I got to work, using all the different materials I received on the moon and during my space travel. I patched up the station and made things much more stable. After a lot of work, it was looking good. Come to think of it, this place would make a good base. I began to make a makeshift living quarters for myself, complete with a bed, crafting bench, furnace, and chest for all of my treasures. It still looks a bit like rubble, but once I'm done, it'll be a brand new space station.
Hey, nice place.
Huh? I turned around to see the sheep I had saved before standing next to me.
Turns out Earth's in bad shape. Mind if I crash here?
Sure thing. I'm always happy to have some company. I went ahead and used a bit more of my resources to craft a simple room for the sheep, one where he could still have a view of the stars.
This is wonderful. Thank you.
No problem. Now, if you'll excuse me, I need to head to Mars. On days 23 to 26, I touched down onto the surface of the red planet and had a look around. It was entirely red and orange and absolutely gorgeous. I didn't have much downtime before I spotted some baddies messing with a baby Martian. Hey, leave him alone! I took out my new space pistol and rushed in to fight off the alien overlord's goons. At first, they were too distracted by the baby Martian to pay me much mind, but as I picked them off one by one with my space pistol, they began to target me more and more. That's just what I wanted! I began to cycle through my other weapons, taking out the aliens with ease. I had become much stronger than our first encounter on Earth, so they didn't stand a chance. I slayed the last of them, leaving only me and the cute little Martian. Hey little guy, do you want some food? I gave him some of the food I got from the moon, which he happily accepted. I'm glad you like it, buddy. I'm not sure what your name is, so how about I call you Marty? Just then, the two of us heard another noise causing Marty to run and hide. To my surprise, a rich man on a rover drove up to us.
Oh, an astronaut. Hello, welcome to my little slice of paradise.
Another human? Wait, you're in danger! This planet is going to explode!
Danger? Don't be silly. Take this rover. I'll show you the many wonders of this planet.
The mysterious man gave me a rover, and the two of us began traversing the world of Mars. On days 27 through 30, the billionaire gave me an expansive tour of the many wonders of Mars. Our first pit stop was his massive mansion.
This here is my mansion. I spent $10 trillion building it here. Ha! Pocket change.
Cool? But really, I need to warn you.
Oh, hush now. There's so much to see.
Next, he took me to an ice spike shooting range and pulled out an incredible weapon.
This is my Mega Martian gun. I use it to have some fun here on the planet. Let me demonstrate.
The billionaire began to unload the gun on everything in the surrounding area.
Take that, taxes!
He even lit up some TNT so we could watch the fireworks. That's super cool, but this planet is in real danger. The alien overlord—
Excuse me, stop being a Debbie Downer. And to think I was going to show you the gaping hole to the abyss. Sheesh!
The what?
Here we are. Pretty cool, right?
Where does this lead?
I'm not sure. Some pesky alien said something about mining to the center of Mars for materials. They're nearly done down there, but pay them no mind.
I gotta head down there before it's too late. Just then, some evil aliens showed up to stop us in our tracks.
It's the humans! They're here to stop our overlord's plan! Kill them!
Well, that's my cue. Good luck, man.
Wait, what? What do you mean? The billionaire ran off in fear, leaving me to deal with the horde of bad guys. Lucky for me, I was already well equipped for a fight. The Intergalactic Empire forces became more overwhelming than I could have imagined. I equipped my arsenal of weapons, but the horde just wouldn't stop coming. I had no choice but to run towards the giant hole and drop down into the abyss. On days 31 through 35, I plummeted into the center of Mars. Thankfully, some water broke my fall, saving me from instant death. That was close. I better move before those guys catch up to me. I continued onwards, hoping to find the alien overlord's officer quickly. However, I couldn't help but appreciate how strange and beautiful Inner Mars was. Wow, who knows how long this place has existed? I wonder what other secrets it holds. I spotted an assortment of glowing blocks and rocks, which I gathered just in case I could use them in the future. The work of an astronaut never ends. Just then, I spotted a suspicious-looking alien tinkering away at a machine. He was super sketchy, so I did a bit of eavesdropping.
In a matter of minutes, this planet will be reduced to rubble.
He must be the officer. I gotta move now. I ran out and confronted the officer where he stood. Hey, remove that bomb, now!
A human astronaut. Ha! The last astronaut I fought was no match for me. If you think you can stop me from blowing up this planet, you've got another thing coming.
Us humans are more capable than you think. Get ready to face justice, freak. Ah! The two of us charged at each other full speed, ready for the fight that would decide the fate of Mars. On days 36 through 38, I was in the middle of a battle between me and the Mars officer. The largemouth alien wielded a massive hammer, which he used to slam down onto me to deal heaps of damage. I had to be mindful to evade as many attacks as I could, since too many blows from the weapon would have been deadly. I kept my distance by using my space pistol to dwindle him down, being sure to eat some protein bars when my health got too low. Even so, the alien was able to tear through my bullets like nothing. I switched my lightsaber to deal some damage up close, then pulled out my secret weapon to end this. Hope you like the taste of Takis! I tore into him with my bullets, setting the environment around us ablaze. With one final blow, I managed to defeat the officer, freeing Mars from the grasp of the intergalactic empire. Upon his death, he dropped a note as well as a netherite spacesuit. Mercury is the perfect temperature to grow our new bioweapon. Send the specimens to Earth when complete. Looks like I know my next stop. I quickly put on my brand new suit, improving my armor to withstand high temperatures as well as granting me 10 hearts. With this new suit, I'll be unstoppable. I made quick work of the bomb and returned to the surface of Mars to find Marty waiting for me. Next to him was a rover. Where did you get that, buddy? The billionaire gave it to you? Well, that was nice of him. Oh, no, I couldn't take that. That's too generous of a gift. Well, since you insist, I accepted his gift and rode off towards my rocket as Marty waved goodbye. Watch out, Mercury, I'm coming for you next. On days 39 through 41, as I traversed through space, I realized that only a small amount of viewers watching are subscribed. Smash that subscribe button and ring the bell to never miss an upload. Eventually, I discovered a strange orb-shaped space station. Whoa, is this what I think it is? I stepped foot onto the structure, where I noticed two soldiers in white armor discussing their plans.
Did you complete your mission today, Private?
Sir, yes, sir. Another planet blown to bits. Victory for the Empire.
Did that guy just say Empire? They must be working with the alien overlord's empire. Without hesitation, I took out my lightsaber and began to attack the soldiers.
Watch out, it's a Jedi!
The two of them began to unload their blasters onto me. Thankfully, I was getting better and better with my sword skills by the day. I evaded their gunfire and slashed them down with my powerful sword. After a lot of back and forth, I managed to defeat the two of them and confiscated their armor. Looks like it's time for an infiltration mission. With my new armor, I began looking around the massive structure. Thankfully, my disguise did just the trick to conceal me from the enemy forces. During my investigation, I happened to find a small baby alien trapped in a cage. Oh my gosh, you poor, cute, innocent thing! I'm gonna save you.
You're going to what?
Just then, a threatening man in all black towered over me. I could somehow sense he was the commander of this fleet.
I ask you a question, soldier.
Lord Dark Helmet, I'm here to torture this little alien, of course.
Lord, what?
Shoot, wrong movie.
Your stupidity has deceived you, Jedi. Prepare to feel the power of the Dark Sun.
The man in black ignited his red saber and began to attack with immense power. I pulled out a lightsaber of my own, but his skills severely outmatched mine. He was certainly stronger than any of the other soldiers I had faced. Our sabers collided, stopping the immense damage that was being dealt. The Force was strong with this guy, so I did everything in my power to try and win this fight. The child watched as we continued our epic battle. There was no telling if I could defeat this powerful foe.
All traitors will fall to the Empire's power.
I'll never let you or the alien overlord take over this galaxy!
Halt, alien overlord. Boy, I'm a part of the Galactic Empire. The alien overlord is the leader of the Intergalactic Empire.
Oh, whoops.
But I'm still evil.
Oh, well then, you're going down!
On days 42 through 44, I continued my battle with the Sith Lord. I could tell my enemy was getting exhausted from our intense fight, so I gathered all of my strength and dealt the final blow, finally taking him down. After defeating the commander, I collected his red lightsaber. Sweet! Now I can dual wield! I quickly rushed back to the captured alien to free it from the Empire's clutches. Hurry up, little guy, we gotta get out of here. The cute little alien child then dropped me a map. Oh, is this where you wanna go? You got it, let's move. On our way out of the starship, we stumbled upon the control room. Hold up, I have an idea. I can't let this place stay afloat. Get some! We ran out of the building in a hurry, knowing this place was about to blow. After a bit of running, we located the exit and escaped unharmed, blowing up the entire station in the process. I then followed the map to a person who seemed to be the little alien's father.
Thank you for saving my green friend from the Empire. Please take this advanced mining equipment for your travels ahead.
Much appreciated, shiny dude.
This is the way.
The dynamic duo walked off and had me thinking, I wish I had a little buddy like that. On days 45 through 48, I returned to my space base to grab any supplies I might need for my mission to Mercury. When I was about to head out, Marty the Martian made an appearance. Beep! Marty? You came all of this way to see me? Beep, beep! Oh, you're too nice. Let's get you situated in a room of your own. What do you say? Beep! I then got started on making Marty a Mars-themed room. Using rocks I got from the Red Planet, I decorated his area to perfection. He loved the way it turned out and gave me some food for the accommodations. Thanks, buddy! Now that I was in a building mood, I began expanding the base a bit by adding an examination room to house my collection of space rocks. I'll have to add more later when I reach more planets. Just then, a strange guy in a red spacesuit walked up to me. Can I help you?
Hey, mind if I stay here? I was wrongfully ejected from my other spaceship.
I don't know, man. You're looking a little sus. How can I trust you?
Come on, man. I'll do all of my tasks, I promise.
Okay, fine. While the red astronaut got settled in, I took a moment to gaze at the Earth to plan out my mission ahead. Don't worry, planet Earth. I'm working hard to save you from the alien overlord's evil clutches. Mercury holds the next officer I need to take down. I just need to get there first.
You're all mine!
That's where you're wrong.
Nani?
You're an imposter! I took out my lightsaber and slashed away at the tiny red alien. He may have been small, but he knew how to pack a punch with his cleaver. I switched between my different weapons, trying to get the one up on him, but he was too resilient. I knew keeping up like this wouldn't work, so I led him towards the glass lookout and prepared a trap. Thankfully, he fell for it and plummeted down into the depths of space. Man, that was weird. Anyway, now it's time for the main mission, Mercury. On days 49 through 51, I arrived on the hot planet of Mercury. Unfortunately for me, the place was covered in alien insects. I just can't catch a break! The crazy bugs charged in my direction looking for a quick bite. I am not on the menu! Back off! I used my space pistol as well as my blue heat blaster to take out the bloated insects. They were slow, but their numbers were immense. Thanks to my netherite suit, I was more durable, but the bugs were becoming too much to handle. The swarm of insects seemed never-ending, so I had no choice but to make an escape. It wasn't long until I was waved down by a fellow resident of Mercury.
Come here, quick!
I ran inside their home and hid from the onslaught of enemies. What's going on out there?
Our planet has been infested with bioweapons thanks to the Intergalactic Empire orbiting our planet. In a matter of days, us Mercurians are going to be wiped out.
Those are the guys I'm looking for. Let me help you out.
I wish you could, but you'll never be able to infiltrate their base. The key you need to get inside is guarded by the Insect Queen.
Never say never. I have to try. The insects began swarming around the house, hungry as ever.
It's your funeral. Come here.
The Mercurian then showed me a tunnel that led to a way out.
Hey, good luck. You're gonna need it.
I won't let you down. On days 52 through 55, I emerged from the tunnel to the surface of Mercury once again. Lucky for me, the swarm of insects were nowhere to be seen. It was close, but now I gotta find that nest. I continued my search through the baking hot wasteland, eventually finding a clue that would help me locate the queen. That's one big egg. It looks like it could be one of the queens. I must be getting close. I followed the trail of eggs to hopefully come across the nest until I was suddenly stopped in my tracks by the alien overlord himself.
So, you're the pesky astronaut slowing down my plans for multi-world domination.
Come to stop me, huh? Aren't you busy destroying my homeworld?
Not with you consistently destroying my officers. Looks like I'll have to kill you myself.
The powerful alien leader equipped an impressive-looking blaster and began to fire upon me. I returned fire in his direction, unloading a fury of bullets. His blaster had an insane firing speed that was able to pierce through my astronaut armor like nothing. He was even able to set me ablaze, despite my armor's heat resistance. His weapon was so strong that I wasn't able to get close enough with my lightsaber. Thankfully, I had an arsenal of my own ranged weapons to shoot at him. Eat this! I fired and fired, but it was as if my guns did nothing to him. I had no choice but to attempt to run in. Unfortunately for me, it was too late. The alien overlord defeated me.
Foolish astronaut. Did you really think that you could defeat me? I hold the power of all the planets I've ravaged. I have only a few more until I become the most powerful being in this galaxy.
I'll stop you, no matter the cost.
Your puny little planet will be saved for last. I want you to be there when it blows to bits.
The alien overlord then knocked me out cold and captured me. Moments later, I woke up in a cage with seemingly no way to escape. Oh no, I'm trapped! I watched as the alien overlord gave a map to one of his troops and left. Suddenly, I remembered the mining gear I recently acquired. This is my ticket out of here! I quickly melted through the barriers, breaking me free. I then charged towards the alien goon and sliced him down to size. Upon his death, he dropped the map from the overlord. This leads straight to the Queen's lair. Nice! That alien freak won't see this coming. On days 56 through 58, I escaped from the evil alien's clutches and made my way towards the Queen's lair. Thanks to the map I collected, I was able to find the location with ease. I entered the lair to find a giant cave system, bathed in purple light. I didn't have time to marvel though. Insects attacked me almost immediately. I pulled out my butterfly's monarchy and began spraying down the alien bugs. With more taking notice of my presence, they began to swarm me. Luckily, I was able to use my lightsaber to slay anything that got too close. Pulling out the blue heat, I was able to set the bugs on fire, dealing massive damage to thin the herd. With my last strike, I had finished off the last of the group. Ooh, that was tough. But I can't stop there. I continued with my mission and soon came face to face with the Insect Queen. Without a moment to catch my breath, the monstrous beast gave out a threatening screech and began charging towards me. Ah! The battle began. I started with my space pistol and fired away at her from afar. However, unlike her smaller minions, the Insect Queen was able to launch projectiles from her massive pincers, matching my ranged attacks. I tried my best to dodge them and switched my blue heat to engulf her in flames. The burn damage reduced her health bit by bit. This enraged the beast, causing her to start running at me full speed. If I wanted to successfully evade her, I had to give it all I had. I dodged and rolled away from her, and used my lightsaber whenever there was an opening. At one point, I even managed to clear a jump over the beast entirely to land a few heavy blows. In combination with my guns, she didn't stand a chance. After a tough fight against the Queen, she dropped a Daybreak blaster and the key I needed to enter the next commanding officer's base. Nice! But where was that base located again?
Our planet has been infested with bioweapons thanks to the Intergalactic Empire orbiting our planet.
Oh yeah, they're orbiting this planet. I gotta get up there quick and kick some alien butt. On days 59 through 62, I arrived at the alien space station. I entered the base and immediately spotted an officer doing some odd experiments on bugs.
My precious little buggies, you're going to blossom into something more beautiful than butterflies.
What are you doing to those bugs?
Who are you? Guards, get rid of this intruder.
The guards charged at me, but I was able to push them back no sweat with my brand new Daybreak blaster. It felt easier knowing that my equipment was a lot stronger now. Is that all you got, you oversized worm?
Oh, you wish, pretty boy.
The officer pulled out a vial and drank it. He crouched down in pain and began transforming into something more treacherous. He looked similar to the bugs he had experimented on earlier, but I could tell his power was far more intense than it was at the beginning. The two of us went at it, but with his new vitalized body, his exoskeleton made him tough to hurt. Even with the power of my Daybreak blaster, I had to stay on my toes. Due to his immense armor, he was able to run at me full speed and tank most of my hits. Luckily, I used zero gravity to my advantage. I jumped high to fire my weapons onto the foolish officer below. In combination with my other guns and lightsaber, I was able to hurt him bit by bit. Hasta la vista, baby! With one final shot, I managed to take down the mutant bug officer. After defeating the officer, I noticed a letter that he must have dropped during the fight. Harvest the power of Venus to grow our army. We are close to dominating the galaxy. Oh no! I need to hurry! On days 63 through 66, I returned home to find a massive spaceship hovering over my base. What's this all about? Suddenly, I was transported into the bay of the ship. There, a strange, stern-looking alien with large ears was waiting for me. Who are you?
My name is Spock, and you are aboard the Enterprise. I used our transporting technology to beam you up.
Did you say transporter? Do you mind if I see Earth real quick? Maybe it's safe to go back.
I warn you, it's dangerous. But perhaps you should see this with your own eyes.
Spock teleported me down to Earth, but when I arrived, I found the place had been decimated. Everywhere I walked, there were flames for miles. My home was in serious trouble. Just then, a swarm of alien goons attacked me. I pulled out my blue heat to wither their health, but these ones were a lot tankier than the others. I instantly became overwhelmed and made a run for it. Trying to gain distance between them and me, I equipped my new Daybreak once again, but it still wasn't enough. These guys were way too strong. I managed to separate a few, but not even that was enough. They eventually surrounded me once again, to the point that I couldn't escape. Despite being stronger than before, I still wasn't able to defeat them. It was almost as if something continued to feed them power. I thought I was gonna get overwhelmed, but thankfully I was beamed back up to the ship. It was too soon for me to go back there. I need to take out the Venus officer first.
That is very logical. Take this prototype of our transporter to aid you in your mission. But be warned, it needs ample time to recharge after each use.
Yeah, gimme! I got hold of the transporter and excitedly examined it. Woohoo! This is amazing! Wait, something is wrong. Ah! Suddenly, I was transported to an unknown location. On days 67 through 70, I found myself in what looked like a claw machine. Ugh, I didn't mean to do that. Better get out of here. I tried to use my teleportation device, but it was out of juice. No! Am I trapped? I looked around and spotted a group of little green dudes. I figured if anyone knew how to escape, they would. Hey, what is this place?
The Claw.
Huh?
The Claw chooses who will go and who will stay.
I don't have time for that. I need another way out, now. Just then, I spotted a spare battery on the other side of the claw machine, one that could most likely recharge my teleportation device. Perfect! I started running towards the battery when an ion blast whizzed past me.
Ha 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 ha! Buzz Lightyear, we finally meet.
Huh? My name is Max.
You can't fool me, Space Ranger. Prepare to be incinerated.
The strange evil alien started to fire away at me with his gun. I had no choice but to fight him if I wanted that battery. He shot at me with his swift bullets from his ion blaster, but he wasn't the only one with range. I took out my Daybreak blaster and used anti-gravity jumping to my advantage. I showered massive bullets onto the alien toy from above and cycled into my other weapons to catch him off guard. Once I dwindled his health low enough, I went in close with my lightsaber and landed some clean hits.
How could you do this to your own father? Traitorous boy!
Dad? Wait, no. My dad's back on Earth. I landed the final blow, defeating Zurg once and for all and allowing me to claim my prize. I picked up the battery and tried out my teleportation device once again. Max out! Peace! On days 71 through 74, I returned to my base using my teleportation device. Ugh, I'm glad it worked this time. Since I had just used my device, I knew the battery was probably dead again. So I placed it on a pedestal to give it a chance to regain power. I decided to add to my rock examination room with all of the new specimens I had gathered. The galaxy is so vast. I can't wait to add more to this room. Once that was done, I started to expand the base out more in general using the materials I had. I knew I wanted my space station to have ample space, but the building process was taking a while. Ugh, is there a way to speed this up? Just then, I noticed a weird old guy checking out my ship. Who are you? Do you need something?
Nah, I was just here to make fun of your silly little base.
What? It's super cool!
Please, this place is pathetic. What you need is this.
The old man tossed me over a strange contraption.
Use this to expand your base. Wubba lubba dub dub!
The old man left, leaving me with only the box. Well, I guess I'll try this out. I activated the box and a blue man appeared in front of me.
I'm Mr. Meeseeks! Look at me! I live to die, now tell me what to do!
Help build this station?
You got it!
With the extra pair of hands, Mr. Meeseeks and I continued to expand the base in no time at all. My project was completed with much more ease. Wow! This place is amazing! Thank you!
Bye!
I guess his purpose was fulfilled? After that strange experience, I decided to take my rocket out for my next mission to Venus. I wasn't sure if the teleporter was fully charged, and I didn't want to take any risks. Venus, here I come! On days 75 through 77, I arrived on Venus and took in the sights around me. This is my last hope of weakening the alien overlord. I can't fail this mission! All of a sudden, I spotted one of the alien empire's goons scurry by. I knew this was my chance. I immediately began to pursue the creature in hopes of finding a lead. Gotcha! Huh? Upon turning a corner, I only found a sign. Thanks for the fuel? This is a trap! I hightailed it back to my lander to discover that the alien had drained it of fuel. I was now stranded on Venus, with nowhere to run. Great. I had to somehow find 3 buckets of fuel now. At least I still have the mission at hand. Time to move. I began to navigate Venus on foot, using my mining gadget to harvest different materials from the world around me. I dug and eventually found a chest. Alien treasure? Don't mind if I do. I quickly busted the chest open to find a dark matter blaster waiting for me inside. Whoa, this will come in handy. I took my new loot and continued onwards with my mission. Eventually, I discovered a village and an alien being attacked by another alien. You won't get away with that! Astronaut Max to the rescue! On days 78 through 81, I rushed into the village and fired my weapons at the baddie inside. I sprinted to aid the small blue alien. I had to give the little guy the opportunity to escape. I gained his attention, but he immediately rushed at me and began swinging his weird tentacle sword. I put some distance between us and pulled out my blue heat to set him ablaze, but it only stalled him a tiny bit. I used my lightsaber to push him back when he came near, and as soon as I got the chance, I lit him up with my dark matter gun. He didn't stand a chance. After a long battle, I managed to eliminate the alien threat from the Venusian village.
Thank you, humble traveler, for saving our home. Take this fuel as a token of our gratitude.
The alien tossed over a bucket, granting me the first of the 3 buckets I needed. Thanks! Do you know anything about the alien overlord's officer?
Yes, he's been draining all the energy from our volcano.
Wait, that thing is active?
Yes, but our race thrives on its eruptions. Once every 1,000 years, it will pour lava over our village, supplying us with all the power we need. But the officer is going to take all the power for himself.
With that much energy, the alien empire will be unstoppable. When is the next eruption?
In a matter of days, I'm afraid.
Well, I'm gonna have to stop him no matter what.
Thank you, young astronaut. Oh, and have a method of escape ready before the eruption. It would melt your soft human skin in an instant.
Yikes. Then I need to gather those last 2 buckets of fuel fast. On days 82 through 85, I continued my search for the remaining 2 buckets of fuel I needed. Eventually, I spotted a weird-looking house in the middle of nowhere. Who's living all the way out here? Just then, a small alien with a green dog walked out of the house.
You there! I'm here to conquer your pathetic planet! Surrender it to me at once!
Sure?
Oh, well, that was easy. You hear that, Gar? The planet Earth is ours!
Did you say planet Earth?
Yes. This is the right location, yes?
Totally. This is Earth, for sure. What are you gonna do now?
I don't know. I didn't think I'd get this far. What do you Earthlings do for fun?
Huh, well, we love to gather fuel.
Fuel, you say? I believe I spotted some in that direction.
The alien tossed over a map. Whoa, this is great, thanks. I decided to continue on my way and follow the map. I figured those 2 aliens were harmless anyways. On days 86 through 88, the map took me to a lava pit, with a structure made entirely of TNT sitting at the center. That looks incredibly dangerous, but it's my best shot. I carefully navigated the lava and entered the inside of the structure. Waiting for me was a bucket of fuel sitting on a pedestal. Score! I snatched the fuel for safekeeping, but before I could leave, the alien goon from before appeared. In his hand was flint and steel.
You took the bait. The boss will be pleased when I take out our biggest pest.
Think again, pal! I took out my lightsaber and knocked the alien back, causing him to drop his flint and steel to the ground. I'll be taking that. Now tell me where your commanding officer is.
He's at the center of the volcano. Not like you'll make it there in time. That thing is gonna erupt any day now.
Thanks for the tip. I ignited the building and made a run for it. Thankfully, I was able to narrowly escape the massive explosion. All right, my final stop is at the center of the volcano. On days 89 through 91, I discovered the massive volcano and began to make my way to the top. My challenge ahead was defeating the final officer, so I had to be prepared for anything. If I wanted to save Earth, losing was not an option. After a lot of climbing, I finally reached the peak of the volcano. I discovered the Venus officer waiting for me.
And you must be Max. You've been a real pain in my leader's side.
Well, I'm about to be a pain in yours too. Surrender now.
Why would I do that? With the power harness from this volcano, your pathetic planet is as good as dead. Not that you would even survive the eruption.
Hey, I only need one more bucket of fuel to escape.
Yes, and it belongs to me. You'll only get it from me by force.
Then let's tango! I took out my weapon and charged in towards the officer. This battle was crucial, and one that would decide the fate of my home. We exchanged blows with our swords, but his sword was really powerful. He was using it to send tornadoes at me, so I switched to my gun and tried to wear him down from a distance. He pushed me off the edge, but luckily the low gravity was on my side, and I fell down to a platform above the lava. We fought for a while down there, and I tried my best not to fall into the pits below. I pulled out my dark matter gun. The Venus officer was a worthy opponent, but I was stronger. I overcame the battle as the victor. I did it! Upon his death, he dropped the final bucket of fuel as well as a note. Where are all of the resources I requested? Without them, our army is defenseless. Hurry up, you fools. This is it! The alien overlord must be vulnerable. Suddenly, the ground below me began to tremble. The volcano was going to erupt in a matter of minutes. That's my cue to run. I rushed back to my ship and quickly refilled the tank just as the volcano began to erupt. The people of Venus would have all the energy that they needed for the next 1,000 years. I took off into space, knowing that I would soon be facing my final opponent. The alien overlord is going down. On days 92 through 94, I returned to my base to tell Marty the good news. Hey Marty, I defeated the final officer. Huh? There's something on board our space station? Are you sure it's not just another weird old man? Okay, I'll check it out. I began to investigate the ship for intruders, but something about it felt off. It was as if an eerie sense of dread was filling the air that made the hair on the back of my neck stand up. Out of nowhere, I heard the scuttling of footsteps, causing me to turn around in a panic. Hello? The atmosphere was heavy, but I kept walking, eventually finding a ton of large eggs and a monster guarding them. Excuse me, ma'am? Ah! The creature charged me and started spraying some kind of acid in my face. I pulled out my antimatter gun and mowed him down pretty easily. That wasn't too bad. Suddenly, more of the horrifying aliens began flooding towards me from the area they were nesting. They had all hatched. They swarmed around me, and I tried fighting them off with my pistol and blue heat, but there were just too many of them. They kept jumping at me, trying to grab onto my face. Ew, 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 ew! I took out the antimatter gun and started mowing them down one by one. After a ton of bullets, I managed to take down the last of the little aliens. Sheesh, why does everything want to kill me so bad? On days 95 through 96, with the intruder eliminated, I decided it was time to wrap things up at my base. I started with my rock examination room and added any missing rocks I had obtained since my last expansion. With the pedestals completely full, the place really came together. I'm a certified geologist! Next, I added a telescope to the bottom of my station. Even though I was already in space, I figured it would be a good view of Earth. Finally, I went around my base and placed any last-minute decorations it needed. With that, my epic space base was officially complete. Now that things are more secure here, it's time for me to prepare for the battle ahead. I packed up plenty of food and supplies and gathered all of the residents in the station. Today marks an important day for the creatures of Earth. Although I don't know what the alien overlord has planned for us, the 100-day deadline is fast approaching. I must put a stop to his treachery before my home is destroyed. I just hope I can do it. Well, I'm nervous because the last time I faced the overlord, he defeated me. Am I strong enough now? Marty tossed over a letter for me to read. A letter? Dear Max, the Blueborgs of the moon humbly invite you for one final meeting before you take on the alien overlord. We have something that will aid you in your final battle. If the Blueborgs have something that can help me win, then sign me up. On days 97 through 98, I returned to the Blueborg base and met with the alien I had spoken to before.
Why, if it isn't a sight for sore eyes! You got my letter, I presume?
Yes. What is the object you have for me?
It is an ancient fruit my people use to gain strength. They're incredibly rare, but we know how important your mission is.
Anything helps. The Blueborg handed me the mysterious fruit.
Eat it carefully, and you will quickly feel its power.
I ate the fruit as directed and suddenly gained 10 more hearts. Whoa! This is incredible! I feel so much stronger!
Also, please hand me your blue heat blaster. I have something big in mind for it.
After a bit of work, he handed it back to me. What changed?
Why don't you go see for yourself?
I went outside and did some target practice with my upgraded gun. It was hotter than before and dealt even more damage. Thanks to the Blueborgs, I now knew I was ready. It's time to take back Earth. On day 99, I touched down on my home planet for the first time in a while. But I almost didn't recognize the place. It was infested with alien life forms. I walked through the burning landscape, taking down wimpy goons like they were nothing. Come out and face me, you coward! Suddenly, a massive alien monster approached me.
Do you like what we did with the place?
I don't have time for your mocking. Tell me where the alien overlord is.
You'll have to deal with me first.
The monster took to the skies with its massive wings and shot balls of alien slime at me from above. I had to be careful not to get hit too much, otherwise I could have been quickly overwhelmed by her aerial attacks. I started the battle with my dark matter gun to chip her down, then switched to my Daybreaker. Unfortunately, the monster was far too quick for me to hit with its slow-moving bullets, so I swapped my blue heat and waited. Whenever the monster dared to swoop in close, I would fire away with my upgraded weapon, tearing through her armor like it was nothing. Once she was low enough, I finished off the nasty beast with my space pistol, giving me the win and my chance to ask for the whereabouts of her leader. I've defeated you. Now tell me where he is.
Haha, foolish astronaut. The alien overlord knew he was weakened after you defeated his officers, so he set up a little countermeasure in Earth's orbit. Your time is nearly up.
The monster succumbed to her wounds and died, but this battle wasn't over. He won't get away with this. I'm going after him. On day 100, I teleported to Earth's orbit where I was on top of a massive laser pointed directly at my home. At the top was none other than the alien overlord. Stop right there!
Ah, you finally come to show your little pathetic face. As you can see, I've been very busy.
You're finished, Overlord. Surrender the beam or else.
Big talk from such a lousy human. You may have taken down my officers, but you won't stop me from destroying your planet. By the end of this day, my laser will be ready to blast your planet to ashes.
The only thing turning to ash will be you. He took out his Gatling gun and began to fire away. Unfortunately for him, I had a dark matter gun of my own. The two of us began to fire into each other with our powerful weapons. Although we were matched in strength, I had been training the last 100 days in the orbit of space, giving me an upper hand in a battlefield without gravity. I used this to my advantage and dodged attacks while landing some of my own.
Calm down, you foolish little astronaut.
If you want to take me on up close, then so be it. The alien overlord and I took out our lightsabers and engaged in hand-to-hand combat. He was a worthy opponent and had the same sword capabilities as myself, but I wasn't giving up now. For all the friends I had made along the way and my home, I was going to win this battle. Things were getting fierce, but I had one secret weapon up my sleeve. Eat Takis, you monster! I drilled into the alien overlord with my upgraded blue heat blaster, overcoming him with the immense amount of burn damage. He fell to his death, floating off into the deep recesses of space. The galaxy was saved. Woohoo! I did it! Earth will live to see another day!